Let's talk about importing content from last year or last semester into our current course. So here you can see I've got a course called MySys course. And what I want to do is I want to bring in content from another course that I had last year. I basically want to copy it into this course. So let me go ahead and show you where that course is. The ones from last year you'll find under courses, all courses. And if you scroll all the way down, I've got a lot of test courses, you'll find past enrollments. So let's say this is a sandbox course, or let's say this is a course that I taught last year that I want to bring in to my current year. So I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to come down to the bottom, and I'm going to find settings. Now, there's a couple of ways that you can search for this course, but it's super duper easy if you just use a SysID. So that's what I'm going to go with. This is the course that I want to import into my current year. So I'm going to go into settings, and I'm going to come down here to SysID. I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to copy it. Okay. Now there's a couple different ways you could do it. You could do it by putting stars in the front or looking for the name or that kind of stuff. Like I said, the SysID is probably the easiest. So I'm going to copy this number. I'm going to go back to the dashboard. I'm going to come down to my Sys course. So I'm going to pretend this course is the one that was generated a couple days ago that I want to bring my content into, and I'll click on it. And all I need to do is go to the right-hand side where it says import existing content. So this is where I'm going to import my other course. So I'll choose that. For the content type, I'm going to choose copy a Canvas course since it already exists in my past enrollment. And you're going to want to make sure that this check mark here is checked. Include completed courses. If you don't see the course that you are looking for, it may be because you have this unchecked. So make sure that that is checked. And I'm going to paste that number in there. And there you can see there's the course itself. But I'm going to want to make a couple of other changes before I import this. For the content, I'm going to select specific content. And that's because if I import it the way it is, it's going to override all of our course settings, and we don't want that to happen. We want to keep our navigation on the left-hand side the way it is. So I'm going to choose select specific content. In a second, it'll ask me what exactly I want to bring in. The other thing I'm going to want to do is adjust the due dates. As a matter of fact, I'm going to want to remove the due dates. Otherwise, it'll bring in due dates from last year or last semester. I'm going to leave this as remove dates. And I'm going to make sure adjust event dates is checked, select specific content is checked, and then I'm going to click import. And when I do, it's going to say, okay, what content do you want to bring in? So I'll choose select content, and I'm going to bring in everything except the course settings. So up here at the top, this course settings, I want to make sure that that is unchecked. The rest of it, I want to go ahead and bring in. So I'll choose select content. And it'll start out queued. If you give it a second, it'll flip over to a processing or a running bar. There it is. It's running right now. And it'll take, a minute or two, depending on how busy Canvas is and how big the course is. Okay, and it's almost done now. That took about 90 seconds, 2 minutes here on my end. Okay, now you can see it's completed. And if I go home and I go to my student view, the first thing that you'll notice is that my navigation stayed intact. But the other thing you'll notice is they can see all of these modules. So I'm going to leave the student view. And what you have to know is that whatever state your modules were in when you left last year is what it's going to look like when it imports. So I'm going to want to go ahead and I'll just collapse all of these. And I'm just going to want to uncheck all of these so that my students can't see them. Now, if you open it up, you will notice that, of course, the assignments are still published. But if I look at my student view, we have the assignments tab hidden. So the students won't be able to go in and actually see those assignments on the assignment tab. You're fine to leave those published. You can just control what they can see and what they can't see by publishing and unpublishing modules. The only other thing you're going to want to do while you're here is hide this people tab. So let's leave the student view. Jump into settings. And I'll go to navigation. I'll find the people tab. I'll drag it right down here into the items to hide from students. I'll click save. I'll go home. And now I'm free to finish setting up my course.